took a deep breath and gathered my thoughts. I didn't exactly collect them in a manner where I can pinpoint, say exactly what I'm feeling. I do believe in free speech. I do believe in reality. I do see that hecklers, many performers use hecklers as an aspect of their act. I have to see the movie Heckler to know what you're referring to. Maybe there'd be something eye-opening in that way. I think there's a certain level of savvy that any performer needs to enable to deal with hecklers. So in that way, it's the other thing that came to mind is that the way I was presenting my argument was slightly, I guess, fascist in the way that I was talking as if my belief system somehow overrides your belief system, and that people shouldn't be talking about their hair in the same video as hecklers, or shouldn't be talking about the DMCA, or criticizing people, calling them evil or garbage or perjury boy, and that, and not denying that people get hurt and that there's a hurtful situation, and also expressing myself in an embroiled and inflammatory and heated manner, which I think is a great learning experience. Just the reactivity of the human mind, and specifically in this case of my mind, is such a powerful thing to see. And although my core points still stand, and I'm a firm believer in constructive criticism, and people right to have their opinions and to express it. And I think that's one of the beauties of a situation like YouTube, where you get the comments and you can hash things out and work it out. It's tiresome to look at someone's comments and you see 1,000 comments. It's just nothing but, you're so great, you're so wonderful, way to go. And it's kind of the same mental disease that you're seeing with politicians, where like people aren't free thinking enough to, where all the Democrats line up on one side of the room and all the Republicans line up on the other side of the room, and they vote on these cross the board slate manners, and it's troublesome. And it's interesting also when you look into the idea. You have these shows like American Idol, harsh criticism, supposedly people that are more versed in that way. I don't know if that's the constructive criticism you're referring to. I would love to know what your take is on these type of shows. But the harshness of our society has just gotten to the point where true empathy is not it's not prevalent in the reality TV realm, and it's not seen often in the work space. It's people are told that they're too sensitive sometimes if they get emotional. Being empathic is definitely a powerful way of communicating, and you do get further through that. Such as methods as nonviolent communication is something that I found that works really well. That basically, without going into how to do it, is that you uncover the hidden needs that people are having, and you talk to that, and just let it. Just acknowledge that that's what people's needs are, and then be on the heels of that, you develop a request, and you find out what people want. The other thing in dealing with people is another thing that I was taught was when you find someone acting in an erotic manner of them, and this is not necessarily working with hecklers, but this is more a general way of working with difficulties in your personal life or your work life, is finding out what the person's neurosis is and talking directly to the opposite pole, which is the wisdom aspect of it. This is something that was taught to me through the Buddha families. There's 5 Buddha families in Tibetan teachings, and basically, so like if somebody's incredibly speedy and is just needs to get something done really really fast, which is the karma family, which is the color of green, and what you do is you talk to the wisdom side of that, which is the idea that you're getting things done, it's fulfilling your purpose. So when you talk to someone in that and that's in that extreme speedy mode, you don't say, God, why don't you just slow down, or God, you're moving too fast. What you say is, wow, you're really getting a lot done. And as you speak to their wisdom qualities, you allow them to move out of the neurotic content of what they're doing into the wisdom side of it. So and the blue family, which is Vajra, is the neurotic quality is anger, and when they moving into the other side is actually sharp, discerning intelligence. So if I'm find myself in this angry reactive fashion, say like in the last video, if I move directly towards discerning intelligence, there's a sense of there's a sense of that what is called Vajra, which is the sharp cut, and that the color there is blue. Then just another quick rundown of the family since I started is the Buddha family, which is white, which is actually the center of the mandala grid, and the Buddha family, a sense of listlessness or laziness, and the opposite, the moving of that is just it's one-pointed awareness. And then finally, now the yellow is Ratna, and the wisdom quality of Ratna, enriching quality, and the neurosis of it would be a sense of a poverty mentality, or grasping or needing more. And then the red is passion, and passion in its wisdom quality is a sense of, that's called Padma, and it's a sense of connection and warmth, and in its neurotic quality, it's a grasping or need to hold on to experience. So those are the Buddha families, and when you work with these poles, you can tend to find yourself moving through there, and that we're all different makeup of the different things. If you're interested in learning more about that, a woman by the name of Irene Rockwell did a book, 5 Wisdom Energies of the Buddha families, and I did a weekend program with her, and it was wonderful. So you can get a lot through that. It's represented as one time it was called Maitri Space Awareness through the Shambhala community. So if you're interested in that, that's something you may want to look at. It's these meditative poses, and it's a wonderful program, and you will learn a lot about yourself, and and it's wonderful for creatives, and really accessing the full spectrum of humanity. And it's it's not exactly similar, but another thing that I've had some experience with is the Enneagram, and a lot of people might be more familiar with Briggs-Meyer and personality typing. So any of these forms are really great to connect to and really get a good sense of what where your natural tendencies fall, and also how you really are composite of all of them. And then that's the mixing and the blending of the colors is what actually makes us, our uniqueness as individuals. So and just to wrap up on the Heckler thing, you can really see the spectrum if you just look at the mindset and the way, the approach that I'm experiencing now. We're going from the reactive state to going to a more thought out state. And the core beliefs, they don't necessarily change. I mean, I think we adopt and we all build more encompassing worldviews as we go forward. And it's a long haul in terms of developing respect and finding a way to communicate properly. And I guess, this is the thing, when I was studying a lot of Ken Wilber right now, and he talks a lot about worldviews, and as I try to move to a more encompassing cosmocentric worldview, as it's called there, as you move out of the egocentric or the sociocentric, where it's just, us against them mentality, into more world-centric, and finally, ultimately into a cosmocentric way of thinking, you know, and you can't really necessarily, you can't force it on other people, and you really have to find it for yourself. And part of it is understanding that we all fall into these different waves and streams, you know. And the other thing is enabling ourselves to just let go and not get too rigidly tossed into a situation. If somebody wants to talk about their hair, or somebody has a certain affinity towards DMCA, then, you know, it takes me as an individual to be a big enough person to step away from, you know, that firmly held sense of self, and maybe just identify with other individuals. So, you know, not to be, you know, running at you in like some kind of bipolar, you know, you don't know what you're going to get with this guy kind of thing. It's more of a sense of really connecting with the deeper sense